Do you believe in ghosts? CBC is trying to scare up some viewers with something that, as Count Floyd used to say, will thrill and horrify you. Meet my two Ghostbuster guests next on Brioux TV, the podcast. Hi there, welcome back. Bill Brioux here. And in this episode, we're going to talk about a new CBC series premiering Friday, January 26. It's called Ghosting with Hutchie and Matthew Finlan. I met the two ghost hosts in December at CBC's downtown Toronto Broadcast Centre. Luke is probably best known for playing a killer gay vampire on the Out TV series Ezra. Matthew was in the Paramount Plus movie Orphan, First Kill, and was also in Ezra, so both have horror cred on their IMDb resumes. In this 8-episode series, which also streams starting January 26 on CBC Gem, these two visit several of Canada's allegedly most haunted places to see if they can raise any evidence of paranormal behavior. On each episode, they are joined by a celebrity Ghostbuster as they strive to declare these places haunted or not. Now, as you'll hear, the recording of this episode, along with a few others in future weeks, is a little on the scary side. This was recorded live at the CBC in a small echoey room off the 10th floor studio areas. It's a bit echoey, but worse, I was using one mic for all of us around a table, and it was less omnidirectional than advertised. You should be able to hear Luke and Matthew better than me, which perhaps is a bonus. Here's the conversation with the stars of Ghosting, recorded in December.
Okay, we're here with Ghosting with Hutchie and Matthew Finlan.
Yes.
Congratulations. You've already got your names on your show. That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Your resume is hilarious. You've got this very exclusive. We've got unscripted comedy series. So you've done a lot of work in comedy, and in horror as well.
Yes.
And so you're the perfect people to be taking this to the next level, to doing a reality show but investigating actual haunted places, right?
Exactly.
Yes, with the most unqualified people to do it.
Exactly. Actors. Yeah, we can pretend like we know what we're doing, but in actuality, we have no clue.
That's if you can pretend. No, that's the whole thing.
Well, that's acting.
Yeah, exactly.
So we basically just lied our way through this whole thing.
I love that. I made a career of that. There's nothing wrong with that. So how many episodes are we talking here this season?
There are eight
episodes, yeah.
And it's premiering Friday, January 26th.
Yes.
Fast. So you guys go to actual haunted places that are allegedly haunted houses, haunted places, and in Ontario mainly, or are you all across Canada?
Yes, for this season, we stay to Ontario, and you got it exactly right. We go to the most allegedly haunted locations to try and decipher whether they're truly haunted or not.
And who decided these were the places to visit?
We honestly went through a lot of different, I was not aware of how many paranormal organizations exist.
There are so many. So many.
So we definitely did a lot of research. We had a great production team that kind of helped us kind of cipher through all of that. But if you Google haunted places in Ontario, we kind of hit the main top 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we just put the pieces together and we showed up and we did our little thing.
Well, I was invited several years ago. There was a show in the States, and I went down with other reporters to Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes.
And they had a hospital that was used. The idea was to cure lung diseases in the 30s. They built a hospital facing the wind, and people just sat on balconies, and this was supposed to help them. But it was notorious because a lot of people died.
Yeah.
And the bodies would be taken out all the time. And supposedly this place was very, very haunted. So we had to sort of stay overnight in this place, which was creepy at night. And it was an old derelict hospital. And the rumors were there was kids kicking soccer balls on the roof. And
It's always kids.
Right.
Always. It's always kids. It's always a woman crying.
Yeah, and there's always a ghost named John. That's
Always a ghost named John.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. Those were the popular names back then. Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Yeah. They needed more diverse names back then.
Exactly. Like,
It's out of step.
there's no Pierre. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Don't ghost. We'll be right back after these messages. Well, time once again to check in with our friend Emily Gagne at Hollywood Suite. Emily, Happy New Year. What do you got for us now?
Well, Bill, we're blasting off into 2024 with genre fare. We're talking sci-fi, we're talking horror, we're talking the freakiest and the most fun movies you can think of. Everything from Beetlejuice to Blade, we've got on our channels this month.
Wow, Blade scares me. What's the freakiest sci-fi film you've got, though?
Sci-fi, I mean, we've got 2001: A Space Odyssey. I don't know if that's the freakiest, but it's a classic. We've got Close Encounters of the Third Kind. But I really think if you want something weird and wonderful, we have this film called 976 Evil, which is directed by Freddy Krueger himself, Robert Englund.
Well, that's the number, 976 Evil. You can find it on Hollywood Suite. Emily, thanks for the tip.
Thanks, Bill.
And we're back with Luke and Matthew from CBC's Ghosting.
So were you guys freaked by the idea of doing this? Because some people would be creeped out.
Wait, before we move on, was the hospital haunted?
Yeah.
Oh God, I didn't think so. Well, I remember the guy that people who took it very seriously who walked us through, and they're like, "Please do not swear at our ghosts."
Oh my gosh. That'd be like me. I tell Luke, don't swear at the ghost.
I
My
never
God.
swore at the ghost.
Yeah, no.
But there was people there with Geiger counters and things measuring this and that. And like you say, a lot of people so into this, they have the equipment to try and perceive it. And I was more of a cynic and just kind of thinking, oh, well, I can write about this. It'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I was more worried. I had a colleague from the Toronto Sun who was at the time, this time he was a little overweight. We had to go up and down. I thought he would die and I'd have to investigate him as a ghost.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But anyway.
For us, for like the spooky, like were we ever scared?
Yeah.
For the most part, I think I was in the safe. I will say, there's an episode with Devin Nakota, Castle Kilbride. That was the one place that, and towards the end, like you can kind of see it with that doll. There's a doll in this house. The doll in the house is from like 200 years ago from one of the original owners.
Okay.
Somehow this house has the doll from 200 years ago in a glass container confined in this little girl's room with a painting from 200 years ago of her holding this doll.
The exact same doll. The exact
So
same
they
doll.
really, this is the selling point, this haunted feature about this place, that people go there just to be scared.
But yes and no,
No.
because we were the first team to ever investigate this location. Like, hands down, it was us. Ghosting,
Yeah.
had the
But
exclusive.
the crazy thing about a lot of these haunted places is they usually are duped for something else. They filmed exterior of Anne with an E in front of the house, but no one had ever gone inside of this house to do an investigation at all.
Yeah.
So we were the first show ever to do it.
Yeah.
And it was a very, there was things left and right. But this one doll, for some reason, I don't know why, and you can see it on my face, I just snapped. Because things were bumping, things were moving, and we were like, what is going on? And, the rest of the house had been very not as theatrical, I'll say, but it was crazy. It was definitely, that was my oop.
And why didn't they use this for Anne with an E? They could have tried to bring back Marilla or something. They could have.
It's beautiful. It's Castle Kilbride in Baden, Ontario. It is this Italianate villa home that is gorgeous. It's really, you should Google it right now if you're listening to this. It looks stunning.
It looks like a fake house. It doesn't look like
a set.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So it makes sense that you would use it for a television show.
Yeah.
And every episode, do you have a different guest star who's helping you on the quest? So
Yeah.
who are some of the folks that are helping you out on this?
We have a wide variety.
Yeah.
The fun thing with us that we kind of try to do, and then I'll pass it back, but basically we tried to take a guest that has worked almost specific to the lore of where we're going so that they can apply their not so real, the fictional, what they learned in that movie and how that will help them here. Wow. So basically Kevin Alves is in Emmy-nominated series Yellow Jackets, which they basically have that whole show filmed in a cabin in the woods. So we brought him to a cabin in the woods.
Great show.
Because obviously he's so smart with cabins and woods.
100%.
And as an actor, it can fake.
And as an actor.
Yeah. Right? Or like we had Jade Hasone, who's from Shadow Hunters, and one of our locations, the Wellington County Museum, is infamous for these shadow ghosts that roam the third floor.
Did you see any shadows?
We didn't physically see shadows, but we definitely interacted with shadows.
Really?
For sure, because these shadows are drawn to light. So we use these flashlights, a technique that's very popular, and you have to watch the episode to see exactly how it goes, but we definitely got results.
Well, we should tell people right off that one of you is a believer and one of you is a cynic, right?
Yeah. Totally. I am the tried and true bona fide believer. All things paranormal. Yeah.
Had you had an encounter prior to this to make you believe?
Before the show, yes. You can ask all of my friends, siblings, family. I was that kid who was talking to ghosts growing up. Absolutely. Yeah. Wow. Playing with spirit boards and cemeteries and like pendulums and craziness. Yeah. Which some people might think is like hocus pocus, but for me, very real. But we always say we take the ghosts seriously, not ourselves.
We'll be right back. Well, did you know that it was June Carter Cash who wrote one of Johnny Cash's biggest hits, Ring of Fire? That's just one of the things you'll learn watching June, streaming this month on Paramount+. June shines a spotlight on the history of country music and the Carter and Cash families. The 5-time Grammy Award-winning singer, actor, and author has opened for Elvis, appeared on screen with Robert Duvall and Jane Seymour, and as mentioned, was a damn fine songwriter. Featuring interviews with the woman herself, the film also includes sit-downs with her family, admirers, and friends, including Dolly Parton, Reese Witherspoon, and Willie Nelson. And remember, there's a mountain of premium entertainment for audiences of all ages on Paramount+. The second season of the compelling crime thriller Hidden Assets returns to Super Channel for its exclusive Canadian premiere on Sunday, February 11th at 9 p.m., with each episode also available on Super Channel On Demand. This Irish-Belgian-Canadian co-production is a must-watch for aficionados of crime thrillers. In Season 2 of this Super Channel original, Criminal Asset Bureau's new team lead Claire Wallace finds herself at odds with CTU's Christian de Jong over the Antwerp investigation. And speaking of hidden assets, Quebecer and Brio TV favorite Karine Vanesse is among the Canadians on Season 2 of this drama. And remember, Super Channel, an all-Canadian service, is available via most cable providers across the country, as well as streaming live and on demand with Amazon Prime Video channels, Apple TV Plus, and the Roku platform in Canada. Here they are again, Hutchie and Matthew Finlan.
Was there anybody in particular you were always trying to communicate with who was like a dead celebrity? Or
You know what? That's a great question. No, I should have. I should have been talking to like famous, like Charlie Chaplin or something.
Right.
Who could have
want to do that?
Totally. Yeah. Or I don't know, Marilyn Monroe or someone. That would have been hot.
Here's how old I am. When I was at school, in grade school, the movie. Oh my God, what was that movie? It was all about the ghosts and it's a famous film. I can't even think of it. But there was a film came out in like 1970.
Yeah.
And so it was all of a sudden having seances was a thing in schools.
Was it Poltergeist? No.
It was prior to that.
Okay.
It was, I should know this, but anyway.
Like Rosemary's Baby? I don't know. Yeah.
But that era, for sure.
Yeah.
But there would be a bunch of us in a room trying to bring back the ghost of Marilyn Monroe or John Kennedy.
Oh.
Yes.
And there'd be always some wise kid at the back with a flashlight doing this, and we'd all, and run out of the room.
Yeah. AKA Luke.
There's nothing more fun than summoning the dead.
Right.
Totally.
That's like...
Yet you don't really think this is a lot of hooey, basically.
No, I believe it. I want to believe it. I need to see it.
Okay.
I need to because that's one of those things you can't just say yes or no. You got to see things.
Right.
And so my job here was to show you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so over the course of the series, did you become more convinced that there is something to this?
I think over the series, you will watch me discover that there's more than just doubt. That made no sense, but that's my foreshadow.
Okay, I get it.
You have to just watch it and find out. But definitely, I go on a roller coaster, especially going back into the Castle Kilbride and the Doll. I think that was definitely a highlight for me on the show, because even we went with the Kevin Alves episode. In the cabin, there was a demon in the cabin who knew my birthday.
Yes,
and knew my favorite song, my favorite movie. Like, it was, yes, it was also in love with me, but that's a whole other story.
What's your favorite movie?
Jennifer's Body, the greatest movie ever made.
Okay. Oh my goodness! Wow.
Yes, there was no greater movie than that.
No greater movie.
It was the perfect movie.
How did I miss it?
I don't.
When was that made?
It was released in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
It was produced by Fox Atomic.
Yes.
Directed by Karan Kusama, written by Diablo Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie.
Diablo Cody. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Oscar-winning screenwriter for Juno. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'd like to investigate that. All right. Very good.
I think every episode, definitely though, it sets both of us up for kind of a bit of a evolution of our experience where we stand with the supernatural and the paranormal. Like, even between Katie Douglas and Frankie Grande and Hale Grande and Bukola Aoka and all these people that we brought in with us, I think it really helped diversify everyone's experience. And that was the benefit of having another person there, is that it wasn't just our tunnel vision views of it. We had a buffering third party that was kind of deliberating with us.
Yeah,
and I think every single person helped us see something in a different way we wouldn't have looked at it. And I think that was a very fun turn.
Well, I've seen the first episode, and there was a scene where you're trying to call on, let's have a sign, and you guys are in one corner. In the far corner, there's a candle or something burning that goes out, right? Or something.
The REM pod goes off. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yes. Yeah.
Which was, everybody went
huge.
Yeah.
Yes. That was so crazy. That was truly, it's funny. That was actually our first investigation that we had done. And that was some of the first results we were getting, which those reactions are so genuine. I know we're actors, but that is we were all shocked.
It's a TV show. There's some guy there with pulling the plug or something.
No.
Matthew was faking all of it.
No. This is one of Luke's favorite jokes. No. What we say is we're actors. We don't know what we're doing. So that gives us the liberty to...
This is what he says. I always know what I'm doing.
We don't even know how to fake it, even if we wanted to, when it comes to ghost hunting. So we really take the results as they come.
The thing specifically with Merrill House, which was the crazy turn, was Jordan Martin, who is the owner, who you see in the episode, had briefed us basically this is the window. People see him through this window. People see him through this window. Everybody who works there sees him through this window. Yeah. We talked to everybody who worked there. They're like, yeah, you see a man with a top hat through the window. Lo and behold, you put that thing in front of the window, it goes off. So it was just a crazy, It
was insane. It was insane.
Because you need something like this every episode, don't you? To keep people sort of hooked.
Well, I was hoping to get Possessed, Levitate, Linda Blair, 360 my neck.
My God.
That was the proof.
The Exorcist was the movie I saw in grade school.
No way.
Linda Blair.
That was
okay. So that's what it was.
Triggered the whole craze and people were doing the
when I was in 7th grade, I grew up in Catholic Italian family, and so that movie sent me that was the only movie that's ever scared me in my life, because it was so
who slept with crucifixes after seeing this film.
No way.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Niagara Falls, but my parents are from Italy.
All right. What part of Italy?
Sicily.
Nice. Okay, great.
Yes.
Nice. Okay. And what's your background?
I'm from Peterborough, Ontario. You know, true Canadian. Yeah, small town.
There's a Brioux Street in Peterborough.
There is. Yeah.
My family, my grandparents, my great-grandparents.
Get out of town. Wait, are you related to Kate Brioux at all?
I would be. Yeah, the Briouxs are all related. It takes us a half an hour to figure out how.
Okay.
Let's give a shout out right now to Kate Brioux.
Kate Brioux, if you're listening right now, Matthew says hi. Love you. Fantastic singing voice. Miss you. I'll see you so soon.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
It's good to make that connection. A little shout out to Peterborough, Ontario. How much time do we have?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Oh my goodness. What will people see? Is there something you would draw attention to? Say, oh my God, you watch one thing on this show, don't miss.
Unfortunately, I think you have to watch all of it because every episode gives you a different taste test. It's like a wine tasting. Everything's going to be different.
Yeah.
But I definitely think if you want to watch something that's fun, digestible, Matthew once explained it as scary stories for those who want to sleep at night.
Yeah.
It's a fun ride. It's a fun time. Get your friends.
Exactly.
I hope the show leaves you inspired to want to go not break into an abandoned building and find a ghost because that's illegal.
Yeah.
But I hope, come January 26th, when all 8 episodes drop on CBC Gem, everyone finds, they see themselves in these investigations and they see their own friend group. And I just hope it's a fun time.
Yeah, just come hang out with us. Watch us hunt ghosts well and not so well in some locations. And if there's a star that you particularly love, check out our list of celebrity guests. Start with their episode, and I guarantee you will be hooked and watch the rest of the season.
Oh, there it is. Perfect. Are there scary shows? You mentioned a movie, but is there things that scare you watching on television over the years? Or
Nothing scares me anymore.
Really?
No.
Wow.
Do you know what? That's one of the things.
But that's more because I've dated men, I think.
100%. Yeah.
That I've done it all.
Yeah. Luke dated a Gemini, and there's nothing scarier than that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Two of us would disagree with you. But
Are you a Gemini?
Yes.
No way!
I have to leave.
Why is that scary? Come on. I cop to it. June 10th. What can I do about it?
There's nothing you
There's
can do
nothing
about
you
it.
can do.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having
Yeah,
us.
this was awesome.
My
Thank
pleasure. Let's
you.
again, we'll mention it. So you can watch them all Friday, January 26th on CBC Gem, as you just mentioned, or one at a time on the main network. But it's pretty cool that you can just binge this thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Binge it all. It's so fun. And guys, it's free. It's free. So you have no excuse. Go check it out. Ghosting.
Ghosting free on CBC.
Unless you're too scared.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's that. All right.
Yeah.
Then just watch it with the lights.
Then just date a Gemini and you'll have no fear.
All right, get out of here.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Well, were you horrified? No? Well, thank Phil Hong then. He raised this episode from the dead with his paranormal producing skills. And yes, now it's being heard ghost to ghost. Thanks to the CBC's publicity department for setting up the interview, and several more in the coming weeks. Thanks as always to BJ Del Conte, Stephen Dudley, and the Crispy Critters for the music used each episode on this podcast. If you enjoyed what you heard, please let us know with a like or a comment or a review on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Bill Brioux. Thanks for listening.